Now this is something new that I've done this year. Actually, I had this, this year I would say. I got this early winter of this year. It's a hammock. This right here is the whole hammock right here, straps and all. And I'm slowly still evolving my method. This is the bug net to it right there. And as you can see, this whole setup is almost the same size as this sleeping bag right there. And I could compress that even smaller into a size of a pint can. Grounding stakes, I'm going to upgrade to lighter and smaller, speedier stuff. And this bag right here, this big old bag here, holds 3 poncho liners, USGI poncho liners. And I use those poncho liners for an underquilt for the hammock. And it takes 3 poncho liners to make me comfortable. Your mileage may vary. When it comes to the cold, I am the biggest puss out there. That's why I have 3 poncho liners. It does me good down to around 51 degrees with just underwear on and the sleeping bag over me as a overquilt. So far, I had the best sleep with the hammock. It's a much better system than being on a tent on the ground with these 2 items here. So this year, I've been going strictly hammock with the tarp, and in my last 2 deployments I didn't need to break out the tarp because I set up in an old abandoned barn without having to hit the deck. That was just swinging there. The best sleep ever. And also on a previous deployment, the base camp was inside the city park, and they had a few baseball diamonds there, so I managed to string the hammock inside the dugout, which was covered by a metal roof, you know, dugouts, and it was perfect. I was able to strap onto the pipes and did somewhat of a urban camp out there. You know, guys, I rate a room when I go out to these deployments, but sometimes they're a little bit too far. It's like 45 minutes for a hotel drive time. And not only that, I like to train with this stuff here. So I take the opportunity to train with the gear that I take out with me. As long as the base camp has showers, mobile shower units, and those mobile sink units so you could, you know, shave and clean up and stuff like that, I'm going to camp out. Regardless if there's a room near me or not, I camp out. If the federal firefighters are camping out, I'm there in the dirt with them, or in my case, swinging up on a tree or dugout or abandoned barn. It's perfect training for me, and that's how I consider it. And so far, I've lived in this hammock for a total of 4 weeks. The best sleep ever. I wake up refreshed, ready to go and do my thing. And I'll probably do more videos about this setup because all this is still an evolving animal. Even though I've been doing this for 7 years, camping out, going out in deployments, and doing all this stuff here, kind of like in a real life bug out, bug in sort of scenario or feel to it, I'm always evolving my gear to make it meaner, leaner, high speed and low drag. That's just how I roll. Yeah, so you see how bulky this guy is. I mean, even when I compress this thing down, it's about a little larger than the sleeping bag itself. So since I like hammocking so much now and is working out perfectly for me, I'm going to go ahead and make the investment and pull the trigger on an actual underquilt made out of goose down, rated down to 20 degrees Fahrenheit, and it will scrunch down to half the size of this little bag right here. So the weight, this here is like almost a little bit over 5 pounds. The other thing will the underquilt, the down underquilt, will weigh something like a pound, a little bit less than a pound, or around a pound. This is my shelter bag setup right here. Also, I'm always going to have the tarp here, the big old tarp in the vehicle. It costs nothing for me to transport this as far as weight and all that stuff, but I am going to upgrade to a sill nylon tarp. It'll cost around 80 something bucks. It's waterproof and it's way lighter than that. It'll weigh a little bit less than a pound for a 10 by 10 tarp to do my hammocking with. So again, evolution for high speed, low drag gear. So there you have it. That's my shelter bag. So here's your more traditional YouTube, classic YouTube 72-hour bag, get home bag, bug out bag type of stuff. I refer to this as my adverse weather / 72-hour kit, survival 72-hour kit. And with all of the stuff that I've shown you so far in my last bag later on, I tried to follow closely Dave Canterbury's 10 C's of survival as far as kit. I think I got everything covered except for he has something to do with a sewing needle, a big ass sewing needle. I don't have that, and for right now I could do without. I got the 5 basic for sure, the 5 C's of basics. Look at his channel and you'll find out what I'm talking about, but it's the minimal stuff that I think I would need, and it's a great place to start as far as building your own kit, and it hasn't failed me yet. This here is a large vintage Alice pack. Usually you'll see the medium size out there. This one's the large. It's got more pockets, more cargo space, and that's what I wanted. And they're bulletproof, plain and simple. For the price, pound per pound, you can't beat it. Yes, they're a little bit uncomfortable. Suck it up, it's survival. But I will make some changes to this so it'll be a little bit more comfortable than what it is. So let me move on. What I have in it is this here is a vintage Desert Storm parka, desert parka, and the pattern there supposedly is supposed to freak out night vision, enemy night vision goggles of the period. I'm sure they can spot you a mile away now, but at the time that's what it was on paper. What I like about this is it's nothing special. It's just your regular, I think, cotton shell here, or canvas shell, but it's got a larger liner. And here's the traditional field jacket liner, and anybody in the know knows that this is really good field layering equipment there to keep you warm. It just does wonders. This is a larger version of that for the parka. It's a parka size, and it's made to go with this particular thing here. And for those really cold nights where you want the coverage underneath to go down to your thigh level, it's perfect for warmth out there. So this is my adverse weather stuff here. Here I have Gore-Tex rain pants, Gore-Tex jacket. I think I got this at Cabela's. Yeah, both items. USGI wool cap. Wonders. And I have another one of these in the truck, just, you know, floating around, and I use it quite often. Cook set consists of what is that, titanium Vargo alcohol stove, and it's pretty good. I like it. It takes some getting used to, but it works. What can I say? Alcohol for like maybe 3, 4, 5 nights worth of alcohol. Titanium spoon fork type deal. Steel mug, cook pot with lid, and not exactly salt and pepper. This is cited salt. This here is what in the Spanish community calls adobo. It's garlic, powdered garlic, powdered onion, pepper, and salt mixed in a mixture there for seasoning. Good stuff. And that's it. And all this here, except for the spoon, fits into the cook pot right here, which goes into this bag right here. Titanium wood stove, really light, really expensive too, but I might as well. I haven't used it yet, but I will soon. Camping season is still around, and I could probably do some cooking in that. 3 billion ways of making fire. This is my fire kit here. Matches, striker, you name it, it's all in here. Nothing proprietary as far as like S-bit tabs or anything like that, but just your basic Vaseline and cotton balls, lighters, and matches. Nothing expensive there. 100 feet of paracord. I think this is like 360 feet of bank line, number 36. Good stuff. I prefer this more so than this. My buddy Ramro gave me this kit here, and I used to have this kit, or I still do, but he gave me the most recent version of that. Space blanket goes into, it's a survival kit, military survival kit. Space blanket, hand saw or wire saw, whatever, and fishing survival kit. And this tin right here, and I could probably use the tin here to make char cloth. And I keep it all in this tactical Sephora makeup bag that my wife tossed out, but it's a heavy duty nylon bag. I mean, I was like, I have no shame, I'll use this sucker. Candle, and I need to outfit more candles. This is a drinking water bag for 3 pints worth that went into this survival kit here. I might as well keep it as more containers for to Laplander, Baco Laplander saw. Excellent stuff. A must-have. And a hospital-size U.S. Navy wool blanket. They run a little bit bigger than the Army stuff. Just a little bit. This is for like hospitals and stuff. So 100% USGI wool blanket. There's my meals for at least 4 or 5 days. And that's the calories for 4 or 5 days, not a meal for that particular time. So I have enough calories to carry me a full 3 hots and a cot worth of survival out there. There it is. Again, my buddy Ramro, he gave me this stuff that he got stored up. Instant rice and beans chili flavored. It's pretty good. Add water to it. A little bit less water than what the instruction says, but it gets the job done. What can I say? Goes great with top ramen there too. And the food there. And I constantly rotate through this stuff too. I don't just have it in the bag and in the truck for looks or to wait for that infamous moment. Once in a while when I'm up in the high country, in the backwoods, I'll break one of these out just to have lunch. Or if I'm a bit cheap and don't want to pay for food, I'll break into this guy here and rotate. Including the cook set too. I'll do the whole 9 yards. Just to keep in practice. And there is my 72-hour kit right there. I know there's a lot of stuff missing in here, but I use some of that stuff, so it's in transition between my everyday bag and my 72-hour bag, and loosely around my work truck as well. One last thing about my 72-hour kit: when I pack it up, the food goes in the middle. I got the wool blanket in the bottom, the food in between, and then the parka with the liner on top to provide some insulation from the heat of the vehicle. As you know, MREs have a shelf life, and when there's a lot of heat applied to it, it shortens that shelf life. So that's the reason why I packed it the way I did. In my wife's car, our family vehicle here at home, I got the same exact kit, or it's actually similar, it's not the same. So it's got the same amount of food, maybe a few more items, a water purification filter, and the same shovel and axe there, among other little odds and ends. And yeah, I used this to chop some kindling for the wood stove. And also I use this mostly for digging cat holes and digging myself out of snowbanks and stuff like that. So there you have it, my 72-hour survival kit. Last but not least, my everyday bag. The bag itself is a camelback linchpin. It's a variant of the hog bag that they had some time ago, which I had as well. I gave it to my daughter. But what I like about this bag is it's tactical like the older bags, but it doesn't have the tactical colors except for the coyote brown. But it's a neutral color, and it doesn't have the molly strapping all over the place that screams, you know, tactical douchebag. So I wanted to go gray man like. So this was a compromise, and I love it. I thought this feature would kind of piss me off, or turn me off rather, but it has kind of like a little drop sort of like a little drop pouch here. It's not zipper or anything, it's open to the elements, but it's got a drain hole down here where water will leak out if you're caught out in the rain. But I thought it would turn me off, but actually I use that more often than any of the other pockets. But it's got the bladder hydration thing in the bag, and it's pretty nice. I like it. My everyday bag. This is optional depending on the legal aspect of where I'm going, or if I'm at work. I'm not allowed to carry during work, so it's my firearm stays at home. And this is my extra rounds from my snub nose revolver, and this is the amount of ammo that I bring extra than the ones I have on me, which is a speed strip of 5 rounds and of course the 5 loaded chambers. But like I said, and I have a lot of subscribers that know who I am, and we work in the same place, so hey, I'm not packing when I'm working, okay guys, chill out. And I have it in this black little bag here. I fit all the speed loaders in there, and then I could conveniently take it out, in and out, without having to have all this loose stuff, conveniently. My old man glasses, my cutting stuff there, big old Resilience, I think this is called, larger blade, and then my more what do you call it, companion heavy duty. I do a lot of day trips, and I take this out with me most of the time, so I have this stuff with me, with it all the time as well. Ferrocerium rod and lighter for fire, Leatherman type multi-tool. This usually is floating within the truck. Sometimes I take it with me, sometimes I don't. GPS. Same thing with this guy right here. Sometimes it's with me, sometimes it's in the truck. So old school. I like to fall back on the old school. And this is my go-to standard. And this is what's in the bag 24/7. Just in case I forget these two, I got that sucker there too. Maps of places I like to go in the forest or whatnot, camping or in general. This is my comm plan. Instructions, codes, and step-by-step procedure on how to access a phone line through the radio. That's my thing. And I don't remember it all the time because I don't use it all the time. So I have to write it down and have the codes and access and how to do all that stuff. And that's my comm plan, like I said. Cordage, paracord. Electrical tape is just there. I dump stuff in and out of that thing all the time, so this is what I had at the time. Pens and pencils. Headband for light, which fits the, this is an LD Phoenix LD22, and I think there's an LD10 that I use that I gave to my wife that's smaller, and it fits in there pretty nicely. The diffuser that kind of diffuses the lights in a nice, you know, ambient pattern instead of, you know, spotlight type. And medical kit, it's with me all the time. This is a Walmart cheapo thing, but it's pretty good, and I've seen some reviews about this, and I'm not too big on the medical stuff, but I want to. I'm already CPR certified and first aid and all that good stuff. I got my card, so I'm learning, and so far this is just to keep me dangerous, I guess. And I added some stuff to this, like a CPR mask and some other knickknacks here and there. It's a nice little kit. It takes care of the stuff that a normal civilian will do, not an EMT, which I am not. And that's my everyday kit. Oh yeah, along with my navigational equipment there for the everyday bag, I have a set of Ranger beads, pace beads. And attached to it is a United States Coast Guard certified ACR whistle. So it's really loud, and having a whistle, thin and light attached to it. So that's for part of the survival deal. And to this kit there will be changes in and out constantly. This is an ever-changing evolution to make it, like I said, leaner, meaner, high speed, low drag. Alright guys, Gorilla Comm going 10-10.